Michelle leaned against the kitchen counter, her fingers tightening around the ceramic mug as she listened to the laughter coming from the living room. Her husband, Dave, and their son, Liam, sat on the couch, engrossed in a story Margaret was telling, one of her usual self-aggrandizing tales, no doubt. Margaret. The woman had made it her mission to insert herself into every aspect of their lives, and Dave, ever the obedient son, allowed it. Every decision Michelle made, what to cook for dinner, how to decorate the house, how to discipline Liam, was met with passive-aggressive disapproval from Margaret. And worst of all, Dave never took her side. "You should really stop filling Liam's head with nonsense," Michelle finally said, stepping into the living room. "We agreed he's not having ice cream before bed." Margaret barely glanced at her. "Oh, it's just a little treat. Besides, I raised Dave on late-night snacks, and look at him. He turned out just fine." Michelle's stomach twisted. "That's not the point. Dave, say something." Dave hesitated. "It's just ice cream, Michelle." Of course, always siding with his mother. Michelle exhaled sharply, feeling a wave of exhaustion wash over her. Margaret had been in their home for a week, and every moment felt like a battle. But this had been going on for years. Ever since she and Dave married, Margaret had made it clear she wasn't letting go of her son. Margaret was a master manipulator. Over time, Michelle had begun to see the subtle ways she played her son, twisting every situation in her favor. "I just don't understand why Michelle is always so tense," Margaret said to Dave one evening when she thought Michelle wasn't listening. "I know she doesn't like me. She makes it so obvious." Dave sighed. "She doesn't dislike you, Mom. She just wants space." "Space?" Margaret let out a small, wounded laugh. "I gave up everything for you, Dave. I was there when no one else was. And now that you have a wife, I'm just supposed to be discarded?" Michelle gritted her teeth. This was Margaret's way, planting guilt in Dave's mind, making herself the eternal victim. And Dave, ever the dutiful son, always fell for it. But Margaret didn't stop there. She whispered things to Liam, telling him that Grandma always knows best, making him question Michelle's authority. And worst of all, she meddled in their finances, convincing Dave to make decisions behind Michelle's back. One evening, Michelle discovered the ultimate betrayal. Michelle sat at the dining table, staring at the document in her hands, proof that Dave had transferred partial ownership of their house to his mother. Her hands trembled as she confronted him. "How could you do this?" Dave looked away, shame flickering across his face. "Mom just wanted security in case anything ever happened." "She has her own house, Dave. This isn't about security. This is about control. She's my mother, Michelle. She's done everything for me. I owe her." Michelle felt something inside her snap. "And what about me? What about our marriage? Don't you owe me anything?" His silence was the only answer she needed. That night, Richard, Dave's father, called Michelle. His voice was low and filled with a sadness Michelle recognized all too well. "I know what you're going through," he said. "Margaret did the same to me. She isolated me, turned me against my own family, made me feel like she was the only one I could trust." Michelle swallowed hard. "Why didn't you stop it?" "Because by the time I realized what was happening, I had already lost everything." Those words echoed in Michelle's mind. She wouldn't let that happen to her. Not anymore. The next morning, Michelle stood in front of Dave, her heart pounding. "I can't do this anymore. You need to choose our marriage or your mother." Dave's eyes widened. "Michelle, don't do this." "No, Dave. You did this. You let her control our lives. I won't live like this." Margaret, standing in the doorway, smirked. "See? I told you she'd leave." Dave hesitated. And in that moment, Michelle knew. He was too weak to fight for her. She turned, picked up Liam, and walked out the door. Margaret was sure Michelle would come crawling back. But months passed, and Michelle flourished. She built a new life for herself and Liam, one free from Margaret's suffocating presence. Dave tried to reach out, but Michelle had made her decision. She wouldn't let Liam grow up in an environment where manipulation was mistaken for love. And Margaret? She lost everything. With no one left to control, she was forced to sit in the silence she had created. As for Dave, he finally realized the truth, but it was too late. He had lost his wife, his son, and his family. Because in the end, a mother's love should never come at the cost of a man's future.
Have you ever had to deal with this kind of situation? How did you handle it? Please let us know in the comments below. Until next time, always remember, you are stronger than you think.